And I'm happy to say that we now have the head of talent recruitment of Sporting Lagos joining us. Animashaun, we couldn't quite hear him the first time. That's all sorted out now. Hello, Ayo, great to have you.
Yeah, good afternoon to you, Tolu. I'm so delighted to be on the show with you this lovely afternoon.
So good to see you once again. I don't think I've seen you in a long time. But let's leave that to one side. What on earth is happening at Sporting Lagos? I mean, the first time I heard about Sporting Lagos maybe 2 years ago, and I felt they would probably be the team where they're not particularly playing for anything. They're probably the darling team of Lagos fans, and after a while, maybe they might disappear. But they've refused to disappear, and even better, they are into the Nigeria Premier League for next season, and they just won a big tournament like the Super 8 just over the weekend. What's happening at Sporting Lagos?
I can tell you for a fact is probably just the evidence of a lot of things, hard work part of it, a lot of learning process as well, a lot of decisions, gutsy one at that, and I think also luck because you got out, but I think what we've just had in the last 2 or 3 weeks at Sporting Lagos is pretty much the best way for us to, to be rewarded for, those hard work process that we've had to, go through in the last, 7, 8 months. And now it's a decision. I remember our first season in the NNL, first season ever as a football club. We barely avoided relegation in the NNL. Avoiding relegation, albeit, by better goal difference. But then after that season, we went back, took in a lot of lesson from that first season, made some decisions, and I'm so happy that barely 7 months later, we are probably the talk of the town.
Definitely are the talk of the town. What has been the driving force for the club, though? I know you probably keep some secrets behind the scenes, but what exactly has driven a club that just almost avoided dropping out of the league last year, the National League last year, to moving into the absolute pinnacle of Nigerian club football?
To be honest, the biggest driving force we have has to be the ultimate desire to make the storyline of Nigeria football a lot better than it is at the moment. We understand it's not something we can do as an entity, but it's obviously something we can probably start or join the force that has been in existence to ensure that Nigeria football is a lot better. And I'm talking about this in the general scope, essentially in terms of player management, in terms of fanfare, in terms of proper match day experience, in terms of quality of football as well. All these things are pretty much what drive us. I'm quite sure you're familiar with what our fans get to enjoy on a typical match day. It's something you also want to believe should rather be a norm in Nigeria. But seeing that it's almost becoming a fairy tale, we took it upon ourselves that, listen, if they can actually enjoy this in nearby South Africa, in Egypt, even in the UK and all of that, I think it's also possible to have it in Nigeria. All we just need to do is just to, find a right blend of the Nigerian culture and, of course, the match day experience and make sure that, a typical fan coming into Sporting Lagos match is expecting something, worthwhile. And we have also been able to revive that culture that even a typical, Nigerian who hardly wants to just visit the stadium to watch a local league now has an extra motive. So these are kind of things that really, really help us talk about the player management as well. Lots of stories, backstories about the shipment of players in Nigeria. We want to take it upon ourselves to ensure that this doesn't stay the same, at least for the next 5-10 years. And then we can also talk about production of talent to the national teams, be the under 17, under 20, under 23, or even the Super Eagles. We just really want to we want to help to change the football culture here in Nigeria, ranging from on the field to the off the field.
All right, there's a lot I really want to ask you, but we do not have a lot of time. I'm sure you will join us again in the near future because obviously there's the dichotomy between privately owned clubs in the league and government-run clubs, how easy it is. Lots we want to talk about, but we will probably talk about that in the coming days. Thank you very much for joining us. Ayo Animashaun, the head of talent recruitment at the darling club of Lagos fans now, Sporting Lagos.
Yeah.